Hello, God bless you. Thank you for watching. First, I want to say thanks for all the support on the video of the blood moon on the 8th, and I find it absolutely amazing myself. And thanks for all the comments. And hopefully, this sign right here, which is going to be the 23rd solar eclipse, will also be as fulfilling. Folks, we're getting ready to go home. I feel it in my spirit. I'm sure you guys can too. Well, this started. Had no plan really to do the eclipse one, but I just felt it on my spirit, so I started praying over it. And the other day, I was directed to go to lunch at Longhorn. Well, it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was by myself, and I was sweaty. I just worked out, and I decided to go eat lunch quickly at Longhorn. As I'm sitting there, I always look for the signs of the Lord, the different numbers, different things that people say, receipts, or whatever. And I'm just kind of looking around after I prayed and blessed my food. And I noticed this, something similar to this, or this right here, this bull just staring. And I could kind of feel my spirit tingling on, like the Lord is like, pay attention to this. And, you get those nudges. I've heard the Lord speak to me before. I've heard it very blatantly, and I've heard it in subtleties. This was definitely a subtlety, but I would nonetheless just kind of like pay attention to this bull. And I was like, okay, so I had my lunch. I didn't think anything of it, and I went home, and I started looking at the solar eclipse that's coming up on the 23rd. And two things gripped me was the 23, because there's another YouTuber that speaks about the number 23. And of course octo being 8. And with our lunar eclipse on the 8th, that gives 8-8. And then there's a guy called Enter the Stars who does a huge study on the number 88. If you get a chance, hopefully I'll remember. I'll put the link in the description box. But Enter the Stars is his name. Does some amazing work with the number 8. Anyway, 23, the Grok shows quite a bit, and part of this video is going to be his video, because I think you have to see his to kind of understand where I'm coming from, as there's a lot of pieces. But it centers on the 23rd, and it centers on this eclipse. Now you can look over here, you can see the eclipse is going to be pretty much over North America. And I came down here, and this is where the Lord kind of smacked me, in a good way, of course, was this eclipse picture. And it looks exactly like bull horns. And I thought, wow, 23. Bull horns. Well, it wasn't quite there yet, but what also struck me was Egypt has this bull with a disc, and it also has a snake coming out of it. Here's a good picture of it right here. So you have this bull horns and this snake coming out. So things started to kind of add up for me here at this point, and I'm kind of looking, and you can research this. It was called Apis, was the name of this deity, or whatever Egypt used him for. But right here's a good one. You can definitely see the U shape, and you can see this disc behind, and right there is the snake. Well, things just kind of started spinning in my mind at this point of what in the world is going on. There's another good picture. So I started doing my searches, and some of the things I found very interesting was this Bank of America mural. Now this is a Bank of America mural hanging, I guess, in their main bank over in North Carolina, I believe. And it shows a solar eclipse. Now it doesn't show the bull horns really, it shows like a complete solar eclipse, but nonetheless a solar eclipse, and it shows some sort of like catching away when this eclipse happens. Now there's a guy that does a study on this, Groks, and he goes into this a little bit deeper. Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Prince William stands up after this happens. You have the Masonic checkerboard, the pyramid, of course, and then this stone right here. Well, what is this stone? Well, if you go into the Bible and you look at the 5th age, the 5th angel announcing the 5th age, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And you can go on. It talks about the locust and the great furnace, which I believe is going to be the volcanoes. And it talks about their king. This is Satan being cast out of heaven, in my opinion. And if you go to Daniel 12, right here, or I'm sorry, Daniel 2, it talks about this stone being cast down. And I believe it's Daniel 2:34. And thou sawest that a stone was cut without hands, which I believe is Satan, this asteroid, which smote the image on the feet that were of iron and clay and broke them into the pieces. This is the last age. And then it was carried through the wind and becomes a great mountain and filled the whole earth. So you have this stone being cast down, as well as back in Revelation, back in Revelation 9:11, which is, I believe, Satan being cast down to earth. Right there. Okay. Another interesting passage is when this all happens, I believe, is when Michael stands up. And if you go to Daniel 12, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, with stand up with the children for thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never been since there was a nation, even to that time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered. Everyone shall be found written in the book. So this is Michael standing up. Okay, these verses will come into play a little bit more later. But anyway, this is that stone, I believe, right there. That's happening. So we're going to look at 23 and 8 in the concordance. Now this is 23, and this is the Greek. Strong's 23, and the Greek, 7 occurrences. And this is to grieve much, hence to be indignant. They became indignant. They were sore displeased. They had indignation. Remember, the Bible talks about they are the what's the verse I'm thinking of? Something of my indignation. They are the weapons of my indignation. Okay, so 23 in the Greek, again keto, again teo. Let's look at the Hebrew 23. 23 in the Hebrew is a biasaph. A biasaph means my father has gathered. My father has gathered. Okay? Only occurs one time. King James, Exodus 6:24. My father has gathered. Now let's look at 8. 8 in the Hebrew is destruction, Obed. Right here, Numbers 24:20, 24:24. Shall perish, and they shall perish. He that perish, Obed. Now let's look at the Greek of Obed. This is interesting. Abiathar. Abiathar. It was a priest in King David's timeline. We know that Jesus is our high priest. Okay, keep that in mind. Abiathar. 8 in the Greek. Let's go back to 23 because there's one that sounds very similar. Abiasaph. Abiasaph. My father has gathered. So just very similar. Abiasaph and Abiathar. Real quick. Right here. So pretty interesting. Now, if we go to... Okay, so here's our eclipse. And what I want to show here is just... This happens in the vicinity of the seed of the woman, which is Virgo, the seed of the woman. This star over here, you got to do your research, folks. The star over here is the branch. Jesus Christ is the branch to all nations. This right over here, Spica, is the seed, right? The seed of the woman, Genesis 3:15. Jesus Christ is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. This happens to be the first constellation in the zodiac. The last constellation happens to be Leo, the line of the tribe of Judah. So what I want to show you here quickly is Venus is the morning star, and Jesus Christ is the morning star. Revelation 22:16, I, Jesus, have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and offspring of David, and the bright and morning star. So Jesus Christ is our morning star. And we have Venus right here. Now, one thing that this program doesn't do that I wish it did is give the bullhorns effect, and it really doesn't do that. But we can back it up here a few minutes and take a look at the eclipse, and you'll see it happening right through here with Venus right here in Virgo, the seat of the woman, overseeing it. Right through there. Now, I want to get back to the number 23. That's very, very significant. Okay, so who made the number 23 famous? Michael Jordan. Okay? This is where it gets crazy, folks. This is where it gets really crazy. So 23, Michael Jordan, the Chicago Bulls. Okay, we just talked about Michael in the Bible. Michael will stand up. All right, now what is Jordan and how is that significant? Well, let's take a look here at their logo first off, because that just... Go to the Chicago Bulls. What do we have? We have the bull. Okay, so we have the bull. Chicago Bulls, the guy that put him on the map is Michael Jordan. Michael Air Jordan, right? Michael Air Jordan. Well, we look here on Red Bull, we have the sun behind the bull. Red Bull grants you wings. Okay, right here, Red Bull gives you wings. What does that mean? Does that have a spiritual meaning? I think it does, folks. I think it really does. So we have the sun, that's no coincidence. Okay, and then we have Michael. All right, at that time, Michael stands up. The great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. Okay, Michael Jordan. Now, let's look at one other thing. How is Jordan in this? ISIS bullseye on Jordan. Next stop, Israel. Folks, Jordan, the country, is key in the last days. And I believe it's going to have a lot to do with Jordan. It's a very neutral country. But what's going to happen is Jordan is going to be the battleground for ISIS. And then Israel will be next. Bullseye, even right there in the spiritual realm, is putting that out. Bullseye. So let's continue. Okay, stay with me. Alright, so this is the Dendera chart. And there's a guy called the Grox that breaks this all down. And he has this solved like a champ. Alright, what I gather from it, very quickly, is this is the woman who lets the arrow fly. Alright, that's going to be the nuclear weapons. This is Jesus Christ here. This is the phoenix that will rise and leave. And when it leaves, it drops this great sword, which is your horseman, your red horseman. And that's when World War III will break out. They go over the horns of the bull, the Taurus. All right, if you see my video on over the horns and into the Pleiades, that's this. That bull right here is the same bull right here. And on his videos, you can see him because he traces them, but he kicks the mask off of Obama. There's a face right here. You can barely see it, but here's like an eyelash. This is a nose, and it kind of comes down. But when this bull kicks the mask off is when all these events happen. The phoenix will rise, the sword is dropped, and the nukes fly. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tag a video at the end of mine that kind of explains a lot of it, all right? Because he gives it, he talks about this leg of the bull right here and everything else that goes with it. Anyway, he does it justice, but that's essentially what's going to happen. Now, let's continue real quick here. On this day in history, 23 October, all right? This is amazing. Take the time, read through this. I wish I had a lot of time, folks. I don't have a lot of time to do this. But anyway, regardless, Caesar Augustus, right here on this day. The Sun King, all these different things going on. First one right here really caught my attention. Creation of the world begins according to calculations of Archbishop. I mean, just all kinds of things going on this day. Anyway, you go down here, and I believe, if I can find it, right here, Walt Disney's Dumbo was released. Dumbo had the big ears. All right? This is no coincidence. Ask the Lord for discernment. If you read the story of Dumbo, it's a lot like Obama's story. How the crows help him fly. The crows being the evil spirits help him fly, help him ascend. It's crazy. So read Dumbo. Okay? But Walt Disney and Dumbo, big ears. Keep that in mind. All right, here we have animator Walt Disney. But if we go and we look at the Mickey Mouse ears, there's some very significant things. You have the two ears. The Groks will show these as the two domes. So let's take a look at what these two domes might mean. Well, first off, the Lord is never changing. He does amazing stuff. So the ark landed on Mount Ararat, right? And Mount Ararat is known as the Twin Peaks. As soon as it pulls up right here. Lesser and Greater Ararat, right here. It even says in here Twin Peaks, has two peaks. Somewhere in here it says there are Twin Peaks. But anyway, trust me on that one. These are the Twin Peaks. Now, the ark landed here. What's going to happen is, what I believe and what Groks has shown consistently in his videos is that right here at the San Onofre power plant is our other two peaks, the two breasts, the two domes, just as Walt Disney did with Dumbo, the giant ears, right here. And this is going to be where the ship, Satan, the stone, whatever you want to think, is going to come and cast down. It's going to break off California. It's going to shift the world, or shift the United States. This has been prepared for years. It's supposedly shut off, but it's not. But let's take a look at Google Earth. I want to show you something that proves that case. Alright, so we're going to go to the San Onofre power plant here. And there it is, right there, the power plant. Well, there's the two domes. And even the Lord is so great to show us this. Watch this, folks. This is gonna be amazed. Look at our Mickey Mouse ears right there. Bam, bam. That's not faked. They can't fake that. That's right there in Google Earth. There's the Mickey Mouse ears, the Dumbo. All right, the head wound is gonna come right here. And if you look, you can see the whole fault line. I mean, this is all gonna crack off right through here. But anyway, what I want to do is attach that video to this one. I think you'll get a better understanding of the 23 and what this means. Now, I asked the Father, I was in prayer, and I was like, well, Father, with this information, Satan's going to come down this day, then, we'll be taken this day. And he's like, the word I got from him, and it was confirmed through his sister, was there's going to be so much cataclysmic events going on the earth, and so much is going to be happening that nobody is going to know the day or the hour. It's going to be so confusing and so black and everything else. So take that for what it's worth, but that's what I felt on my spirit anyway when I asked. Anyway, God bless. I'm going to attach the Groks video to this. Please watch it. It will open your eyes to this whole bull in 23 and how it's done and what's to come. God bless you. I love you very much. Thank you for watching. Hey folks, just one little caveat here. I just want to ensure that I'm not setting a date, but I do think something's definitely going to happen very big between these two eclipses. The Lord has pressed upon me to say you need to walk by faith and not by sight. There's going to be stuff going on around us that is foretold in the Bible, and we need to show our faith in Him and to take care of us. The Psalms, if you read the Psalms, is nothing but destruction around us, but protecting the righteous. I love that. It's just, 10,000 at your side, 1,000 at your right hand, no harm will come to you. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't matter where you live. And, I'm not going to disclose where I live, but I am walking by faith. And that's what we need to do. The Lord has put everyone in a position where they need to be. All right, so just pray and seek guidance. A couple things I want to show you. So we showed you the Mickey Mouse here. It's pretty plain, and the Lord wanted me to show a couple other things. What does this look like? These are exactly, this Ebola virus is exactly like Mickey Mouse ears. The same thing that we have going on, in the San Onofre power plant area. Same exact looking, same exact right there. You can't mess this up. And of course, to go back, we have the ears, and of course we know Obama's ears. This all is tied to it, and the spiritual realms have done this to give us this picture of what is to come. So just take comfort in knowing that, gosh, this plan is laid out long. That's a perfect Mickey Mouse right there. And also, the Lord was telling the Groks that Ebola is another way, if you change the letters around, would spell El Boa, which is the snake, the constrictor, okay? El being the. So just keep that in mind, or El also meaning God. God is El. Israel, so just, some things to look at, but that's the same exact thing we have going on. Anyway, just wanted to make a caveat for that. Please enjoy the Groks video. I'd love to hear your comments. Please share, like, and God bless. Take care. Be safe. See you in the sky.
Hi everyone. I look for a lot of the different secrets and mysteries from all around the world, looking for the coming of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, Emmanuel, the Son of God, who was raised from the dead and took all the sins of the world away. Now the world elite, the Illuminati, the Freemasons, even the spiritual realms working through the hosts all around the earth, leave their signs and secrets all around us, especially in advertising, which is all around the world now, music videos, TV, on and on. There is a new music video out called Mike Will Made It, with Miley Cyrus, Juicy J, and Wiz Khalifa. It's a video that came out on September 24th, and it's showing about the end of the age coming in a symbolic way with the number 23. The number 23 has had a lot of notoriety throughout for a long time, associated with several movies and such. On my channel, we've broken a lot of these things down in a spiritual way all around the world, and the number 23 actually represents 2 3s, the number 33. And we're going to show how this video all represents the Red Bull coming, which is when the devil is cast down. And the reason Mike is in here also is because this is in the Bible to happen, which very few people talk about. It's right here in Daniel 12. Michael's deliverance and the end times. Very few people talk about this part where Michael stands up to bring things back for the Jews and for his people. And he brings a time of trouble like never seen before, the Archangel Michael. And it's the time when the dead rise, all of this stuff. He delivers everybody. That's why you see Michael in here. And even this part where it says it, Mike Will made it. It is a female type creature. That is the way they show it all around the earth. It has been shown a lot with Stephen King. This is all spiritual, done all this way. Stephen King came out with a book on the 24th. Mike Will came out with this video on the 24th, both showing the end of the age coming in different ways. They show both scenarios. So let's show this. Miley Cyrus represents the seed of the woman coming also. We will show the breakdown of this video some. This has a lot to do with the Psalms, and from the numbers 21, 22, 23, and then 33. Psalm 21, David is praying for salvation and for the Lord to be exalted as people are getting ready to come after him. And then Psalm 22 is the first part where Jesus quoted while he was on the cross, when he was crucified. My God, why hast thou forsaken me? Why art thou so far from me? And then Psalm 23, which is just like the Mike Will 23 here. Psalm 23 is the most famous psalm, and it is about when Jesus goes into the earth and has prepared a place for us. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely in goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. This is when we are anointed, when you have to go into the earth, right here. We are anointed then to ascend. If you're anointed, that's it. You're heaven. You can go up. And then Psalm 33 is about praising the Almighty Creator for his mercy. Let thy mercy, O Lord, be upon us, according as we hope in thee. You are saved according to your faith. Each and every time. This is over and over again. But that's what that number means. 23 can mean 33, which when you break down to when numbers make letters, it can be CC. Now when you turn these around, which is part of the cryptic part of it, 33, when you turn it around, can look like EE, which means everyone else. I've shown how on even a lot of these old, I break down many hieroglyphs. This is the Dendera chart. It shows right here the seed of the woman sitting on like the Catholic Church, and what these spikes represent like nukes. And then the 5 wise virgins get on this eagle and they ascend. They get anointed. And after this day, 33 is in this guy's hand. And he goes, 33 means everyone else. Everyone else has to lose their head. See how there's no head here? This is also known as the head wound of the Bible coming. The 5 wise virgins, the 5 foolish virgins. 33 means everyone else, which can mean 23, which can mean 55, which 55 can also look like 22. That's how you can get 22 out of this number also, which has a lot to do with blackjack. If you go over 21, you bust. In the Nazis' systems, the 22 can be, or 55 can be the SS. And the SS in the runic symbols make 11, 11. 22, 55. All of these can equal 23. When everybody's doing victory, peace on earth, 55 or 22, which can equal 33. Oh, this is how these numbers go over and over again. But this represents the seed of the woman coming. And this time, when they kick this person out of this office for a while. Right here. This is the school. This is us on earth at this point in time. I'm not saying the Red Bull is Michael. I'm saying that Michael has stood up and is going to allow all of this to happen. Michael kicks Satan down to earth. Boink. And then he has a short time. It's all a perfect puzzle where it's a big, big puzzle going on. And it's going to all happen during this time. Here's the school. We are the school. This guy has been running the place for a long time. He is exactly like the Smith in the Matrix movie. The Bible's much deeper than most people make it. God came to the earth, set a vineyard, and set a mill. A mill meant to turn the earth and produce souls and create everything going on. And then people stole the mill and tried to steal the vineyard. This is one of the people that has tried to steal it, called the Smith. Exactly like in the Matrix movie.
I've been running these meetings for quite a while, and it just sort of...
Here comes the basketball. I've shown this check mark represents the mark of the beast, the horns of the bull, the fifth age coming, all of that, 55.
In the background, I think you know what I'm talking about.
Even when this is on their shoes, most people don't even know this, it's called the skate. It's so that they can skate from one realm to another, because you have the Nike swoosh on the bottom of your shoe, and it looks like you're wearing a skate, like an elf shoe. It's for this is the spiritual realms control everything on earth. Everything means something. This is the Smith. This is the stone. For everybody that saw my wrecking ball breakdown, this is the wrecking ball coming down.
Jim, listen, I gotta call you back. These kids. All right.
Boom. Here they come. The Red Bull comes in right then and locks the door and takes over the mic. Boom. And here comes the seed of the woman. Just as I keep saying, it's more intricate than everybody thinks. There he goes. He's going to take the chair. He's going to bring the chip with Russia. This is the red horseman in the Bible coming. Boom. And everybody, things are going to change from here on out. The Red Bull comes down and goes into Obama, blows everything up, and then Russia rises. Here's the bear right there. All of that is here, and that woman is coming with him. So they've come in. They're going to change everything now. 23. And now the great deception begins. Here she comes. The seed of the woman in. See the heel? Going to bruise her heel. And a great deception begins through all of this. People will fall for this hook, line, and sinker. Number 23. We've shown this also in another video called I Pet Goat 2, which has been around for about a year now. It shows Obama in a school, just as we're showing right now. The seed of the woman right here. She drops this apple. And everybody else will have to go farther down the rabbit hole, and the exit will open. This is Obama's boot, the silver tip boot. He's accepting money to betray everybody. And then the two halves will become one, a lot like Lady Gaga talks about. Something different. This could mean some type of alien thing being blended with humanity. Because a new flower will grow. And Obama's sweating it because this is when everybody leaves. He falls too. It's called the head wound of the Bible. And the spirit is released out of his host body on that bull to go off and terrorize the world. Right here, the second horseman in the apocalypse, into Obama, the nuke at the 33-degree parallel. He's off and running on the bull, the second horseman. The spirit, not Obama himself, the spirit. Humanity is just, we're still just not really ready to grasp these concepts. It's a perfect time for the deception. Most of the world and even churches do not believe that spiritual things control anything. Even religious people barely believe. They blame all of the flesh. They do not see that it is a spiritual thing going on. Guess what's outside here? Psalm 23, right here, with the electricity, meaning the time of the rapture. America falls in 1 hour. This entity has America set to just blow up from north to south, causing earthquakes, tidal waves. It's ready. And you can see the last 911 event is the same as the next 911 event. The betrayal coming. And at this time, Callie starts to dance, the dance of a destruction. After 23 is everyone else. The rest of this video is all war and destruction. And then even at the end, Russia falls into its own trap. And then the new age begins. The harvest is complete. But that's the same thing in here. The seed of the woman coming. 23. Psalm 23. Now the trumpet goes. Time to wake up, everybody. The great deception will begin. Now we're in what's known as the fifth age. You can see her outfit right here, making sure the V down near her vagina area, the seed of the woman. And all of this is supposed to happen. Something has to actually give birth to the next age. We are actually birthed into our new bodies. If you see on her arm, she has the tattoo of the little horn. In the Bible, this is the time when the little horn rises to deceive the whole world. This is exactly like the Matrix movie, where Morpheus comes with Trinity, and she said that she was Jesus. And then they took down everything, and then they ran off. And then it was the time of Zion. The time of the Jews rose up. But actually everybody else had been destroyed. But there she is, the seed of the woman coming, the fifth age beginning to take down everything that's going on now. All this red, the second horseman, Russia, coming in. 23, and the bulls. Now you have this man show up, going like the doctor. Dr. J, see he's working all the chemicals and everything. This is the time for the chip and the great deception. And just as we showed right here, Stephen King, the same time, Dr. Sleep, making everybody eat that apple, just as we saw with the girl, the seed of the woman. All of this is coming. In the Bible, this is what is talked about in the book of Daniel, that they will make everybody eat this host thing, just like this Dr. Sleep. Right there. There he is. Showing the eyes. That's it. That's all coming just like in the Bible. Exactly. Now we can see that they're like the four horsemen. Say there's more characters in the Bible than we... Well, a lot of us have been looking out for these things. This is showing them as the four horsemen now. And she's over the hoop, ready to give birth. If you take the mark of the beast, you go with the devil in red. If you do not take the mark of the beast, you will most likely have to die. Even maybe lose your head in the FEMA camps. She is putting all of the heads into the hoop, giving birth to them into their new bodies as they go on to heaven. She represents the end of the silver gate and the beginning of the golden age, all happening. So you either go with the Red Bull or you come with her. But to go with her, you have to die, more than likely, to get birthed into your next body. But this is all part of what's coming. Even when she does this smiling thing all the time with her left eye, it represents the root being cut out from us to Jesus Christ, the vine from us to heaven. But we've seen that right there with the silver gate. She had her foam femur. finger, and she had her foam finger even right there. But here she is at the silver gate. The thing is about your eyes also, it's shown in everything. When you are on a boat, on your right side is called the starboard side. On the left side is called port. In your left eye, it is shown as the ladder to heaven. Literally, they are taking out the route to Jesus, cutting out the root, the finish. Because the only things that can go into the right eye are supposedly have their golden ticket. They don't need a ladder. They have their own car, even as they say, their own sphere, their own ship, their own little thing that they can jack right into the host body with. Starboard is on the right side. On the left side is port, just like everything else. But we can see here the end of the Silver Age and the birth of the Golden Age all coming through here on each thing. It's shown over and over again. All of this is on my channel. Confess with your mouth, the Lord is Jesus. Believe in your heart, God hath risen him from the dead, and you'll be saved. Hallelujah. The rest of the video, they're just celebrating, the 4 horsemen finishing their ride all through there. Thank you very much, everybody. Hallelujah. This is Antarctica. This is just to show that the Lord Jesus Christ has made all of the worlds and that it is all real. Antarctica. The lamb slain from the foundation of the world. This side is a dead lamb, listening to everything, ready to rise as a lion. All perfect, right there in front of us. Watch my channel, I have most of the world broke down like this. There he is, the lamb and the lion. Perfect. The whole world is done like this. We're waiting on what's known as the head wound of the Bible. You can see the head perfectly. Right there. Just like that. And he's getting a head wound. This is when it all begins. When that basketball came down the steps. Boom, 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 boom. That was the wrecking ball coming. They believe that will hit right here at the 33-degree parallel. And it will move the earth. Just like this is taking out just like Sodom and Gomorrah, Hollywood. And this will move the earth. And then they have the rest of the United States set up to blow it all up in one hour. Tidal waves and earthquakes, heart machine, methane gas blown up, all the fault lines targeted by the heart machine. That is coming. May the Lord Jesus Christ have mercy on us all.